Hi, Jennifer Martin here with Affinity Real Properties Group at Keller Williams. Today I just wanted to go over quickly a couple things. Due diligence, zero due diligence with right to request repairs, and the third one, which is as is. So the first one, when you're writing an offer, you typically write in a due diligence period. So depending on the market, that could be anywhere from 3 days to 5 days or even 10 days. But your due diligence period is the time once your offer gets accepted, it's the time you as the buyer, you do your inspections, you ask the seller for repairs, or let's say you just sleep on it and you just change your mind. If you just change your mind and you decide you don't want the house, that's what your due diligence period is for. You're protected, you can cancel the contract, and you can get your earnest money deposit back, no questions asked. That's what the due diligence is. So in a competitive market, to make it stronger, you can do a shorter due diligence period. So sometimes you'll do 2 days or 3 days. So it still gives you time, right? You can still sleep on it and decide next morning, I really don't want the house. I want to cancel, and you would get your earnest money deposit back. So that's the due diligence period. So the second one is a little bit more commitment from the buyer, which many sellers like, which is zero due diligence with right to request repairs. So what that means is zero due diligence, you can't just change your mind. You can't just walk away. You can't just sleep on it like a normal due diligence and say, I don't want the house. So with a zero due diligence with right to request repairs, although you can't just walk away, you do have the right to hire a home inspector and inspect the property, and you can ask the seller for any repairs that are found on the home inspection report from a professional home inspector. And you can negotiate those repairs that are found on the report. And that's where you negotiate. And then if seller decides, I'm not going to do any of those repairs, at that point, then you could walk away and get your earnest money back. But typically, in this stage, buyer and seller work out some type of agreement. It could be the seller making the repairs. It could be even the seller giving, use the buyer some money towards repairs in the future. But you can't just cancel, right? So it's based off of the home inspection. So that's the second one. So far we talked about the first one, due diligence, which is a time period that you can change your mind and walk away for any reason. Second option, zero due diligence with right to request repairs, which is what I just described. And number three, which I don't recommend at all, is as is. So a true as is, it is a zero due diligence and zero walk. You cannot walk away. So once you put your deposit down, it's solid. You can't walk away. So let's say you hire an inspector and they find out that, maybe the house has a bad sewer line and it's going to cost thousands of dollars to fix. If you're buying the house truly as is, the house is yours. You can't walk away. And if you did, you're at risk of losing your earnest money deposit to the seller because the contract says as is. So I hope that clarifies it for you. Options 1 and 2 I use all the time. Sometimes it just depends on what the seller prefers. Maybe they just rather have a short, quick due diligence period to see if you still want the house. And others may want you to be a little bit more committed and do the zero due diligence with right to request repairs and willing to just negotiate repairs or some type of monetary, compensation. So I hope I made that clear. If you have any other questions, feel free to give me a call. Jennifer Martin here, 470-258-5315.